Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us and welcome to Payneful Cinema. I am Sister Payne and I am here joined this evening with
Brother Payne.
Yes, and though we look alike, though we have the same last name,
No
no
relation.
relation. So we thank you guys for
Hey.
joining us this evening. We are excited to have you all with us for the first installment of Payneful Cinema. This episode is going to be, we're going to be discussing films from 2025, horror films, and then expectations and a couple that we're looking forward to for 2026.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be good.
Yes, it is. It is. And for the record, I am Valerie.
I'm Travis.
Yes.
Those are our actual names.
Our actual names, like Brother Payne and Sister Payne on screen. So we're going to dive in. We're super excited to do this. We had the wonderful privilege of meeting in a wonderful game that we both play called E-Fetting. And if you were unfamiliar, it is D&D for wrestling fans. We are nerds.
Yeah.
Love us. We enjoy ourselves. And so we found out through that we both have a great love for horror films. And hence, Payneful Cinema. So just to give a little bit about us, Travis, Brother Payne, want to see if you want to chat a little bit about what horror means to you, what makes you interested, why you love horror.
So like most horror fans, I feel like I got into horror at way too young an age. Like I had no business knowing, hearing, smelling, knowing anything about horror at a really young age, but thus there I was. And for me, the thing that kicked it off, and I'll say I'm not that I'm all that original because I think it's the same for a lot of horror fans. Halloween. It was the very first horror movie that I ever saw. Did it scare the absolute daylights out of me? Yes, absolutely. There's a tall man in a white mask running around killing babysitters. What the hell?
But we're in
it. That shot where he's like standing at the end of the hedges.
Yes.
Haunted me at such a young age. I was like, no, I couldn't sleep. I literally couldn't sleep. And you would think that would be enough to scare me away from the genre, but it brought me to it because of that curiosity. And we will, not that I want to jump ahead of the game, but we're going to do some franchises and stuff on this podcast. Halloween is definitely on that docket, but the score, the music, the atmosphere in that movie, the tension, the dead silence in some of those scenes, that's what did it for me. And then from then on, I think slashers were like my favorite. I went back, I watched all the 80s slashers and stuff like that, and then just stuck with it. And it was one of those genres that I was just like, I love it. Like it still scares me, but there's a thrill about it. There's a suspense about it. And when horror is done right, done right, it is some quality cinema. So there's cheap horror, and then there's there's horror with social commentaries and stuff. I love it all. So
yeah, definitely, I agree. What's funny is I try to think back on like the first horror movie that I can remember seeing. I don't know if I remember the first one I remember seeing, but I remember the first one that I really loved, and I remember the first one that scared me like it's bad. And I think so. The one that I remember loving the most, like the first one, was Scream, the original Scream. And I never forget like the first jump that I remember like jumping in, like when I watched it. It was when he jumped up from the window while Drew Barrymore was inside the house in that first sequence. And I just remember being like, ooh, I like how it makes my heart jump like that. How like it makes me go. So I think it's the adrenaline for me. Yes, I am an adrenaline junkie. I love roller coasters. So that was like a visual roller coaster. So I remember that being the first thing that I loved. And the first thing that scared the life out of me was the Blair Witch Project. I put that cassette tape outside after watching that the first time. And, it's the mind of an adolescent. So it makes total sense. But you're correct. Why were we watching that? shouldn't have been watching that, but I was watching that, so I did.
Have
But
you ever seen? Sorry to cut you off. Have you ever seen?
good.
Did you see Phantasm?
Yeah, so yes, I have seen the first Phantasm. I haven't got to see the ones following, like the rest of them, but I did get to see a good bit of that first one. Yes.
That was another one that from when he said "boy," I was like,
Yes.
"Ooh, ooh, ooh." I was like, I said, and then he ran, after that boy.
Oh God. But sometimes that's what horror does to you. It's not necessarily always the blood, it's not always the guts, it's
Yeah.
not always the jump scares. Sometimes it's those small details that get you. When you say that, it makes me think about Poltergeist 2, when that man shows up on the front porch looking for
Yeah.
Carol Ann and her listen. Something about that man scared the life out of me. I can still see him in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes horror so great is there are so many different things that you can take from it that it's going to make it memorable for you. Whether it's a good memory or it's a bad memory, you're going to remember it. And I think that's what makes it transcend. So those are definitely, yeah. And I think that's what makes me like continue to watch too. It's just that I want to see what new we can come up with, especially with, all the film, things that are going on in film these days. But also, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but also just sometimes having that nostalgia of watching old films that it brings you back to those memories. And I like that. I like the old adrenaline rush.
And there's a lot of new studios that are doing some different things.
Yeah.
Like Blumhouse has been on the rise. A24 has been on the rise.
A24 is on the rise hard.
Yes. Jordan Peele is doing some crazy stuff with horror.
Yeah.
And especially obviously with both of us being Black, Jordan Peele and what he is doing and creating his own lane and energy for horror and stuff that he's bringing, because it's a different kind of horror.
Yeah,
and
it's
you know where I'm going with this.
Needed.
It's horror that makes you think.
Yes.
And so it plays with your mind. There's different themes that throw out there. So I don't get me wrong. I love a good slasher. I love a good whodunit. I love Scream was famous for that. Who's the killer? Is there one? Is there two? Or are there three? Conjuring, the Conjuring franchise has had the horror genre in a chokehold for the last decade?
Yes,
has it been a decade?
And yeah, they have been booming. They have been booming, and though I appreciate those films personally. So, but yeah, I think we've gotten some great franchises in horror that we can talk about, and we will go over franchises as well as our series goes along here. We're going to be covering a lot of things, even down to the score, down to the musical scores of some of these things. So we really just hope that everybody stays with us and goes on this ride, and it gives you some moments of just, horror nostalgia, or allows you to open your mind up to different genres that you really didn't realize were out there that you didn't think you'd like. So,
and we're gonna do some series too. We're not just gonna cover movies. We're gonna do series. So just a little. I'm getting ahead of ourselves, but it's all right. Just some teasers for the future. We're looking at covering It, Welcome to Derry. I'm sure there might even be a Stranger Things episode. There might even be, what other horror series are out? I'm trying to think. Oh, From, yes, that is one that Sister Payne is trying to get me into. Yes. So I've got some days coming up that I'm a direct towards that. So we might go back, look at old stuff, look at new stuff. So yeah, stick with us, because it's gonna be a journey. We might even do some novels. Who knows?
Yes. And please feel free, always go in the comments if you have something that you want us to review. If you want to put some input with anything, we love the interaction. More minds, we can have more concepts. So we're all for that. And tonight, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start going over a couple of movies that, thank you, Colby. Yes, horror films are great. Oh man, and the comment section is open.
Right.
So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get going on some horror from 2025. Um, Brother Payne has a few that he's gonna review, and I have a couple too that I've watched that I'm gonna review. So, brother, you want to start? Paranormal
Yeah.
shows as well. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. So there was a lot of horror that came out in 2025. There's a lot on the dock for 2026. So we kind of just narrowed it down to like 3 films each that kind of stood out to us. For me, I am a creature feature fanatic. Okay. Anything that has to do with werewolves, vampires, mummies, any of those, any of those things, I am absolutely here for. It's almost like immediate take my money. I don't even need to see a trailer. What is the title called? I'm there. So
Yeah, there's things I'm in.
right.
Unless they sparkle for Brother Payne. He doesn't,
Right.
he doesn't appreciate the sparkly vampires. That's okay.
So I went into this movie not sure what to expect. So this is Wolfman from 2025. It is a remake from the original Universal. It's a supernatural horror. The director was Lee Winnell. I think I'm getting that name right. Don't kill me in the comments, please. And then Jason Blum from Blumhouse was one of the producers on that project. So we got Christopher Abbott in that movie. You got Julia Garner. Julia Garner was doing a lot in 25. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Julia, I feel like everywhere I looked, Julia was popping up. Julia, because Julia Garner was in this. Julia Garner was in Weapons, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And Julia Garner then had the nerve to show up as the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. Everywhere. I was like, what are we doing, ma'am?
And yes, Jay, 2025 was a very good year for horror. You were correct. Absolutely.
It was. So I'm just going to read a part of the synopsis for this movie. So Wolfman was a standalone reboot of the classic werewolf tale, Wolfman. It follows Blake Lovell, Christopher Abbott, a suburban father who travels with his wife, Charlotte, Julia Garner, and daughter, Ginger, when a strange phenomenon begin plaguing their rural retreat. After a violent animal attack in the woods, Blake becomes infected with the lycanthropic curse. As the full moon rises, Blake's body and psychologically begin to transform. And so that's kind of the basis of this film. And there were parts of this film that I loved because he, got to remember his name, Christopher, was going through some fatherhood stuff. And so his father was not the greatest of fathers. And so they were taking this trip because he really wanted to reconnect with his daughter, wanted to kind of have that family bonding moment. And throughout this movie, you see him struggling with not wanting to be the father that he had, right? He wanted to be the better father. He wanted to show up for his kid. And so you really see what I love that this movie does well is that you see the struggle in that because there's 2 types of transformations happening in this movie. Yeah. You're seeing him fight because he wants to be the father that he didn't have, but then he gets this curse and he is fighting to not become this horrific thing that is going to kill his family. And so they really do kind of merge those 2 things well. And it does something else because as he is struggling with this like change, you're seeing it from his point of view. Mm-hmm. So as he's starting to change into this werewolf creature, his hearing changes. And so as his wife is talking to him, you're hearing her words become muffled and he's not understanding her as well. You're seeing his vision become kind of blurry. You're seeing all of the things that are affecting him physically. And it's a blessing and a curse for this movie because when you watch a werewolf flick, what do you really want to see? The werewolf, the transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially that physical transformation.
This movie is the transformation. So it asks a lot of the viewer. It wants you to sit with it. It's going to take its time. And what you get in the end isn't that fulfilling. And that's where it lost me. Okay. There's a lot of good themes in this movie. And I think that I think that I respect what they tried to go for. I respect the messages and the themes they tried to go for, but at the end, listen, that brother didn't look like a werewolf at all. Okay, that, that that brother that brother looked like Gollum. Okay, Gollum,
My precious.
and I was like, "Where is the wolf man?" I was like, I see the wolf. I mean, I see the man, and he looked
Yeah.
like he ain't shaved in about a month. But I'm not seeing the wolf. Oh, we got some buck teeth over there. Okay, all right. I guess
Right,
I
right.
see it coming through. Um, and this is the same guy. He directed. So he directed and wrote The Invisible Man, which came out in 2020. And he also wrote Insidious and directed
Okay,
Insidious.
okay.
Yes. And then obviously you have Jason Blum, Paranormal Activity, Insidious, The Purge,
Mhm.
and then uh, the Michael Myers, the Halloween trilogy. We'll get into that. So you have two guys that are known for really making some good movies and
Yeah.
really fulfilling that vision. But something here, just I think the runtime, that change taking forever, and then the dialogue and the downtime, and then you do get a cool little werewolf fight. It's cute or whatever, but it's
So it feels like this may not have lived up to the name.
yes.
Yeah.
It's you wanted Wolf Man and you got Man Wolf.
And the thing is, I remember seeing the previews for it, and it did have me intrigued. I was like, oh, okay. I think it was the preview that I remember seeing, if I'm not wrong, was when the mother and the daughter are in the truck, and then I think like he's hopping on top of the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing that, and I think that was the preview that definitely made me interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
But hearing it now, and I do want to be very clear with everybody, the films that Brother Payne watched and the films that I have watched, some of them we have not watched. Like I have not watched Wolfman,
Mm-hmm.
and then he hasn't seen, I want to say, any of the movies that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be you're getting some blind reactions from he and I right now too. So it's processing, but I think sometimes it's difficult for horror when it comes to certain family dynamics. I
Mm-hmm.
think it takes a really, you have to be very intentional when you still want to hold on to the horror
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those types of films. It seems like this one may have missed some of that, just
Mm-hmm.
judging from what I'm hearing. But I definitely understand how, it's like you do all of this and then the wolf man is more man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's as a creature feature lover, it's not lost on me that you have to, the line between cool and corny is very thin. Like it's very thin. And so you have to really hook the audience with, what are they here for? They're here for the blood, they're here for
Right.
the gore, they're here for the transformation, whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Um and we still want a story, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, there are times where I will put on a movie and I just want to see a werewolf rip through London. Like, I mean, just tear them all
Absolutely.
apart. And
Sometimes
then
you can be very literal with it.
right. And then there are other times where I'm like, okay, let's see. I'm here for a little more of a psychological, situation going on,
Yeah.
or if there's a deeper meaning, or if you're trying to add in some themes and messages with that. And like I said, I think had it been executed better,
Mhm.
this could have achieved both. But I think it just needed a little more time in the pot.
Yeah. Needed a
Cook it
little
all
more
up.
behind it. Well, especially, and then when you said this was a remake.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, see that right there alone, you got to be on point with that. No,
Yeah.
I understand that. So to segue into my movie, oddly enough, this movie also has a lot of family dynamics. And I didn't realize the connection between Wolfman and my movie with the family dynamics until you started talking about Wolfman.
Yeah.
So the first one that I'm going over is Woman in the Yard. And that is, please, I'm going to butcher the name and I'm going to get it right next time, I promise. I believe it's Wame Colette Sarah. And so a little bit about, about this. This is more of a psychological. It does have, the moments of jump and all that, in a horror film, but this is also something that has a much deeper meaning. And Colby.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay. It's a movie that has a much deeper meaning. So it is more of a psychological horror. And I think I kind of figured that. I figured that before I got too deep into it. But just a little bit also about the director in terms of this lovely film. And I did enjoy this film. Wame is I know I'm getting that wrong. I feel terrible. Just
let it ride.
I know. Is a Spanish film director and producer. He directed horror films such as House of Wax, Orphan, which is one of my favorites. I love me some Esther. I want to see what that be. Okay. I love Esther. Esther is my girl. I love Esther. So that was really exciting to find out. The Shallows, and a couple of other things.
House of Wax was one of my favorite ones.
That was a good one. House of Wax was a good one. I believe that was, oh my gosh, old boy from not One Tree. Well, yeah, One Tree Hill.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, from One Tree Hill. I can't remember his name right now. And I think, wasn't Paris Hilton in that?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, moving on. So
I enjoyed it at the time. I'm just saying.
I know. Yeah. So in terms of this one, this revolves around a grieving mother. Ramona is a grieving mother recovering from a car crash that killed her husband, who must protect her 2 children. She has a son and a daughter, from a mysterious black-clad woman appearing in their yard who seems to embody, well, we'll get there. So I remember watching the preview for this and being like, first of all, we brown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody is brown. Okay, and we don't get that a lot.
No, we don't.
We talked about Jordan Peele a little bit, and so we're so thankful for that because we don't get brown a lot in horror. And if we do get brown in horror, it has not always been the best depiction of brown. And we
get punished for making the smarter decisions. I'm just saying.
So yes, they are all black. So I appreciate the fact that this is every character is black. And I love that about this.
Straight melanin.
Straight melanin. Yes, the chocolate. Yeah. Some of us are a little more caramel, but there's a lot of chocolate in this movie. I appreciate it. And I really did love the element that I think I loved the most was the mystery of the woman in black. Because when I tell you, like, if you ever get to watch it or you look at the clip art, shrouded is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
And sitting, just sitting. And, this mother is grieving. And when I say grieving, I mean, she's not cooking for her family. She's barely getting out of bed. She's truly grieving the loss of her husband. And they're in this very secluded home on a plot of land. There's nothing around. And so it's very, it is very symbolic in all of that, because at the end of the day, what ends up happening is they're arguing. The son and the mother are arguing, and the son is older, and or we are out of character, extremely out of character. Yes, correct, Jay. That is exactly how we are portrayed very often in horror films. And the son and the mother are arguing, and the daughter is noticing there's this woman just sitting across the street. And mind you, it's a dirt road. So when I say they're out there,
I saw the trailer. Yeah, I was like,
They are out there, and they're not realizing it. And the premise is, as the sun sets, she moves closer, but you don't realize.
Colby, yes, I am that. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. Exactly. Exactly. But I think that's what I like about the fact that the whole cast is Black, because you see how the Black mindset is, couldn't be me. But this
Right.
Black family is living off of the grid. And you do see that from time to time. And they're an example of it. And so, as she gets closer to the house, you kind of see, it's just all of these different things. And it's very much so in your mind. But the ultimate concept of it is she's dealing with trauma, and the woman in Black is symbolic of herself, because she is suicidal, and she fights every single day to get out of that bed for her kids. And she has a lot of resentment when it comes to and inner turmoil when it comes to the loss of her husband and the way he was lost. Now, in terms of the scare factor, there were moments that got me, absolutely. I think this definitely gives a lot more psychological thriller than it gives psychological horror. And I only say that, because it makes you think. It absolutely makes you think. And we know horror can make you think. We know that.
Yeah.
But this is different because the whole premise, the whole protagonist, it's herself. And so, there are those moments where you're like, oh God, like it comes out of nowhere. It does get you like that. But I think for me, the psychological part it's much more in depth. But I still really appreciated the movie. I got moments when I was scared. I had moments when I connected with her, as a mother in general, because I'm a mommy too. I haven't experienced the loss that she's experienced, thank the Lord, but I absolutely have experienced situations of, can I get out of this bed for my baby? And so I appreciated the movie in that sense. Yes, very much so. That's foreshadowing. Yeah, it was very much so foreshadowing. Absolutely. Yeah. And the ending of it, without giving it away, because I encourage everyone to go watch these movies. And I don't think I gave anything away by saying it's an embodiment of the mother. I think it was kind of clear probably from the beginning that it would be. The ending of it leaves you questioning in a way that you may not have realized you were going to question. And I think that for me, it was very much so one of those, oh. Yeah. At the end of it. So yeah, I definitely encourage everyone to see it. I enjoyed it. I thought that, especially if you look at like the movies that the director has done, House of Wax is very much so like that. Yes, very unsettling. Her voice was, thank you so much, Jay. Her voice was very unsettling. And so that alone, like I said, her shrouded, just sitting, very unsettling. And she, practically reading the woman for filth, but just so scary about it. But she's looking in a mirror.
I'm gonna scare you and I'm gonna come for you at the same time.
I'm gonna scare you and I'm gonna come for you at the same time. Yes. But yes, very correct, Colby. The ending does identify something of it can always come back. And if you've ever dealt with anything mental health, it absolutely can. But it does make her confront her grief and her guilt. So I definitely think that before you watch it, be prepared for those family dynamics. I wasn't fully prepared for the family dynamics, but I appreciate it. And like I was saying, for a director who did House of Wax, and granted, House of Wax was in 2005, Orphan was in 2009. So we are years removed, decades removed at this point, but it definitely shows a growth in his filmmaking.
Yeah.
To go from House of Wax to The Woman in Black. Loved that. Loved it wholeheartedly. Yeah. So that was really great. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had so I have not seen it. So now that I have that clear picture, I definitely want to see it. Because I didn't know the direction it was going to take. I didn't know the family dynamic spot. My mom had seen it, told me it was good. And I was like, okay, well, if Mama Payne like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
if Mama Payne like it, then I
Mama
will probably
Payne.
like it. My Mama Payne is a deep thinker too, so but I love that it blends all that. So see that one. Okay, so now we have two. We have these two different movies in horror that were both trying to kind of bring out deeper messages and themes, and we see a version done correctly, and we see a version not done correctly.
Right. Yeah.
But I will definitely be giving that a watch for sure. If you had to, we didn't talk about ratings, but if you had to rate it, what do you think you would?
If I had to rate it, I would give it I would say a 6.8.
Okay.
And I say that because given the previews, I did expect more scare. I did. So I was looking forward to that. But I didn't want to give it anything lower because I really did appreciate the message. And I'm a sucker for wonderful children kids who can act.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And these kids had to show a lot of emotion and show a lot of emotion with only really 4 characters in the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think for children anybody to be able to do that, you don't have a lot to play off of, says something. But for kids to be able to do that and to do it believably, absolutely. So it got a higher ranking because of the children actors. Honestly, they did a great job. Yeah.
And we've had an influx of some really good child actors recently in horror. And we'll get to that in another episode because we're going to talk about some series. But the child stars, and I'm always it's behind the scenes stuff, but I'm always protective over child stars because I'm just like, I love the fact that they're doing movies and they can act their behind off, but I'm like, protect the children.
Right.
So,
we are still in development. The frontal lobe is still developing. The educator in me.
But the fact that they're able to get out there and give these performances is, because then you look at it and you're like, what are you going to do when you're an adult? Like, how much more are you going to grow and be able to act and elicit these emotions from essentially nothing, So
you do grow because sometimes it don't get any better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes downhill. You still have to perfect your craft.
Yeah. Always be a learner.
Yes, it's a thing. Absolutely.
We can never stop learning. Okay, so we're gonna move on to thank you for that. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna try to. I don't know what streaming platforms it's on, but I want to give that a watch.
I watched it on Peacock.
Okay.
That was the platform I saw it on, so it may still be there.
So this next review is going to be real quick. And Val already knows where I'm going with this. Oh my God. Real quick.
But the next one my brother has is a really good example. And Kobe said it in the comments. You're going to get the good, bad, and the ugly. We're not just going to give you the greatest movies. Sometimes you're going to get a dud. So go ahead, brother.
I don't feel happy that I got 2 duds in my list, but
I'm so sorry.
It is what it is.
It
is. So this film.
Thank you, Cassie. Prime, another platform to get them. Yeah.
This film is the genre it falls under is comedy horror. And supernatural. The silence was loud. Listen, I also want to say this. If you're watching this show and you're watching our takes and our opinions on this, because I understand that we're in 2026 and everybody wants to get mad and upset and in their feelings about people speaking their minds. But like, if we list movies here that we loved or we didn't love and you feel differently, that's fine. That's completely fine. Because this movie that I'm about to talk about, there might be people who absolutely love this movie. Something wrong with it, but it's okay. What'd you say?
But it's no one from this podcast.
Right, it's no one from this podcast.
I actually got to watch this one too. There's brother and sister are in agreement. This was
so yeah, and what I want to go a step further. If you feel differently from us, tell us why. If there's movies or a series that we didn't like or an episode of something we didn't like and you did, tell us why. If we did like it and you didn't, also tell us why. We got to get back in the habit of having healthy conversation and healthy discourse without the need for name calling and getting upset at each other. We all individuals, and we grown. We grown.
Very. Yes. Yes.
So the movie I'm talking about is The Monkey. Okay. Goodness gracious. This movie was written and directed by Osgood Perkins. And the reason why I'm doubly upset is because the producer was James Wan. The producer produced The Conjuring and Saw. The Conjuring really ain't for me. But I'm not saying it's not good. It's just a different type of horror that I don't mess with. And Saw. So two great franchises. And then you got Osgood Perkins. He is known for, it says atmospheric horror. So he directed The Black Coat's Daughter. I haven't seen that. And Gretel and Hansel. I haven't seen that either. And then this was, I think his first I can't say the word. You know what I'm trying to say. Foray. Anyway, into like comedic horror. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of I'm gonna get a little bit grace.
We all need grace sometimes.
Atmospheric horror. I don't know about that. Main cast, it stars Theo James. Theo James plays twins in this movie. And I always think that is an interesting role for people to. It's hard. So we'll talk about another movie where one actor plays twins and does it well. Yeah. He plays twins, Hal and Bill. I'm gonna mess her name up. Okay, never mind. No, I'm not. Tatiana Maslany. You ever know when you read a name and you're like, oh, wait a minute, never mind. She played Lois. We got Christian Convery, and then a bunch of other people in there as well. It had 98-minute runtime. And this is based on Stephen King's short story from 1980, The Monkey. So again, another adaptation, another Colby. Exactly. And that's the end of the review. No.
And that's the end of it. Colby and Jay, y'all got it. Like, right. That is it.
So I'm gonna read this. Synopsis because when you just tell me if you agree, okay? If you've seen, The Monkey centers on twin brothers Hal and Bill Shelbourne, whose childhood discovery of a cursed wind-up toy monkey unleashes a terrifying cycle of deaths every time the monkey's cymbals clack. As children, they witness gruesome and inexplicable events tied to the toy. Traumatized, they attempt to discard it and go their separate ways. But 25 years later, the deaths begin again, forcing estranged Hal and Bill, both played by Theo James, to confront the relic and the dark legacy it carries. The film blends macabre horror with dark humor, emphasizing family trauma, guilt, and the haunting persistence of unresolved past horrors. A tonal balancing act that earned both praise and criticism from audience and critics alike. It says, I want to read this, the reception. Critically, responses were mixed, praised for bold tonal mixing and efficient low-budget effects, but critiqued for inconsistent pacing and genre blend. It performed well at the box office relative to cost.
This is we didn't break even.
Right. we didn't. No. And when you watch this movie, it's
yep.
Yeah. There's horror comedy horror comedy is hard. Mm-hmm. And you have to be able to pull it off. And the entire time that I watched this movie, I was watching with a very I watched this movie like I have never watched any other movie in my life. Because my brain was actively trying to understand what I was seeing.
What's happening?
And I'm trying to pick up on different cues and different themes and different tones. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, okay. And then as I'm trying to understand the movie, a death happens. I'm like, oh, okay. That was cool. All right. And then I go right back to questioning, okay, where are we at again? What are we doing? All right, cool. The son, the relationship there, gotcha. And then the Elijah Wood's character.
Yeah, what?
He said, we're taking custody. I was like, what?
And to
And
put
you,
this into perspective really quickly, I watched this too in the midst of having bronchitis. I actually had a fever.
mm,
Every
mm.
feeling that Brother Payne had about this when he was perfectly healthy, I also had the same thoughts and feelings while being very sick, and I wasn't having a fever dream. Terrible. Think
and
about
I,
that.
and here's the thing, I didn't know anything about this movie. I went into it blind because I knew we were doing this podcast, and I had not, there's a lot of horror that I missed from 25. So I was like, let me just add a couple more movies to the recent, so I have some things to go off of. So I just went in, I popped it on and just went for it. And then afterwards was when I looked up what it was supposed to be. And the first thing said horror comedy, and I said, "Oh, there was supposed to be comedy." I didn't laugh not once.
Not
There
one.
wasn't, and I like dark humor. Okay,
Yes,
let me be clear. I like and appreciate dark humor.
because it can be
Um,
done well.
yes,
Yeah.
and the deaths were gruesome. They were crazy, but it felt like at first I was like, are they just trying to rip off Final Destination? Like, is that what this is?
Right.
Because I had just watched Final Destination before this movie, which probably
Okay.
didn't help. but I was just like, okay, there's a chain of events, death is happening, da 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 da. Okay, you can escape
Yeah.
it, cool. I'm seeing a lot of these things here. So look, if you have seen it and you like it, cool. Um,
You're correct, Jay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see Long Legs.
I didn't get to see that one either.
So um, yeah, but I heard that one also received mixed opinions. And so he went for it 2 for 2. And Val and I had a conversation when we were not on camera, and I said, "Brother, if you went 2 for 2 and it ain't do nothing, it's time to wrap it up. Like it's time to wrap it on
Not
up."
for you. It's just
Um,
not for you.
I can appreciate the attempt, but you made the attempt twice.
Yeah.
No,
No. The thing that
and
I
that
liked about it, the lady that played the aunt,
yeah.
she played Twyla from Schitt's Creek. And
Mhm.
so she is the daughter of, oh my gosh, what's his name with the eyebrows? Levy.
I never.
Levy.
I never actually. You know what? I never watched Schitt's Creek.
No, but you know the actor.
Oh,
Last name Levy with the eyebrows.
oh my gosh, Levy. Let me see if I can. Is it Sean? It's not Sean.
No. Somebody in the comments help.
Help us out.
Levy. Levy.
Eugene Levy. Is
Yes,
it
Eugene
Eugene?
Levy.
Okay.
That is Eugene Levy's daughter.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So when I saw the aunt, I was like, oh my God, it's Twyla from Schitt's Creek.
Dang, I forgot his eyebrows.
Yes, Daniel Levy is
Yeah.
the son. So that, yes, Cassie, that is her brother. They were
Right.
all three in the show Schitt's Creek together. Watch it. Yes, really good show. But yeah, no, that was the only thing that I appreciated about it. I was like, oh my God, it's Twyla.
that was the um yeah. So I mean, and they're like I said, you could tell they were going for something weird, macabre, crazy, whatever. Like I said, I appreciate that kind of tone, but it just wasn't there.
No.
So that was a no for me. All right, moving on.
Is it dead? Moving on. So my next one coming up was The Conjuring Last Rites. So I am a fan of the Conjuring franchise. Love them. It's one of those franchises where I have really distinctive in theater memories. I literally remember The Conjuring 2, I believe it was. I was sweating through my dress watching that for the first time in the theaters. So I remember at the end of it, my best friend looked at me because she doesn't do horror. And she looks at me, she goes, "You're a terrible friend." Because I made her go watch that. So I love the Conjuring movies. Last Rite is actually the last of the franchise. So I'm not sure if, a lot of people know about the history behind The Conjuring. So Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are actual people, this is based off of, real life. They were essentially, I don't want to call them ghost hunters, I don't want to call them spirit hunters, but I guess you could say they did a lot of things with like exorcisms, or cleaning homes from negative spirits and things of that nature. And if you know anything about the Conjuring series, you've got the Nun, you've got Annabelle, you have La Llorona, like I probably didn't say that right, but those are all within the under that window. And so Ed and Lorraine are investigators. In this particular one, because it's the last one, it gives you, it ties things up really well. But it does start at the actual beginning. And we find out pretty much the big bad in this film was their first big bad. And what they didn't know was it latched onto their daughter at childbirth. And so again, family dynamics. And I appreciated, I sometimes am iffy too with things that deal with entities, things that are, related to like the devil and things of that nature. But I've always appreciated The Conjurings because they scare you. But with Ed and Lorraine, especially with the actors that play Ed and Lorraine, Patrick Wilson, and Vera Farmiga, I believe is how you pronounce it. I love them as Ed and Lorraine. I really do. Patrick Wilson, I'm a theater kid, and I've loved him since he was on Broadway, before he even made it to the big screen.
I didn't even know he was on Broadway.
Oh, an amazing tenor baritone voice.
All right.
Yes, amazing. Go listen. And if you want something mainstream, he played Raoul in Phantom of the Opera. The movie adaptation. Yes. Yeah. So thank you, Jay. Yeah, the Paranormal Investigators. I love their love because they're very aware of each other and what each other can handle and what each other cannot handle, but they also are really supportive in making sure that they get the job done. And because their family dynamic is so strong, they're believers in family dynamics. And this one in particular, like The Conjuring 2, was family oriented. The big bad that attached themselves to their child when she was an infant is also in this this mirror that has these angels all over it. They do have great chemistry. And they're called to a home, I believe it's in Pennsylvania, to help stop this entity, because this entity is wild. I mean, wild. And it hides behind spirits that are already in the home from the land that was there prior. And when I say wild, I mean like one of the big moments, the older daughter is talking to the, her younger sister, and she's like, well, let's get rid of the mirror. It's creepy. So they put it out for the dumpster, and the trash truck comes and, they put it in, and it crashes and it smashes the glass. Well, the next day at breakfast, the older daughter starts coughing and spewing blood.
Oh,
because there's glass coming out of her stomach. Like she's coughing up glass. So the entity was like, you thought I was leaving, but I'm not. So
no, I'm not. We ain't done yet.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm not done.
I'm just getting started.
Yes, and it's pretty much what's happening is it's calling the Warrens to the house, because it's time to pay your debt. And if you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by that. And so there's two different types of family dynamics, because on the Warren side of things, their daughter is getting engaged and she's introducing this fiance into this world. And it's like, hey, buddy, these people they're not accountants, So we have those family dynamics going on. And the daughter, it's finally her opportunity. She wants to join her family and fixing this. And honestly, this is actually her idea. She leads them to this house. And they're like, we don't want to do this, because they know things she doesn't know. I really appreciated this one. I really, really did. I don't want to give too much. And I know we got other movies to talk about. but the director was Michael Chavez. Excuse me. And this was the ninth installment. As I said, I appreciated this. This was, to me, the Lifetime version of The Conjuring. Very, yeah, that's fair. It was very Lifetime. I think that's a good way to put that, Jay. And it is, yeah. I thought they did a good job with it, though. They still had the scares, and they have a good combination of the psychological and the jump, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I mean, I haven't seen, honestly, for me personally, I haven't seen a Conjuring one that I haven't cared for. I love them all. And yes, Patty, absolutely. One of the most dismissive cases that Ed and Lorraine had, they made to, that people tried to call fake. Yep.
Wow.
And then Amityville, it was, the Amityville case. That is correct. Look up Ed and Lorraine. I think it's so cool, and like how they were able to build their lives around this. And the daughter and her husband carried on with the basement full of artifacts that they have. And now a lot of those artifacts have been sold, like the Annabelle doll, which is just out and about. If you know anything about that right now, the doll, we don't know where the doll is. The doll has been all over the place. So that's
I think it was one of the Paul brothers that had it the last time I thought.
Yeah, it's been all over the place. So I appreciated this film.
Why are we doing that in 2026?
One thing that I will say, and then I will move on, about the chemistry of Patrick Wilson and Vera. There's always a moment in the movies that they're in where she gets to holler and Ed. When you hear Lorraine holler Ed is on the way. He does not play about Lorraine. When I say he be sweating, because I gotta get to it, okay? When she said every movie, y'all, he hollers Ed at least one. It's kind of like Bumblebee. When they get to hollering Bumblebee. And
he said, "I'm a runner. I'm a track star."
Transformers, it's on and popping. When Lorraine gets to hollering for Ed, Ed is on the way. Move, because he's coming for Lorraine. If he got to beat down his door, he's coming in for Lorraine. Okay, so I just appreciate that about their dynamic.
We love a man who don't play about their woman.
Love a man who don't play about their woman. Okay, listen.
He said, "Not today." He said, "I don't care if you a spirit, a ghost."
Right. Yes. We are going to do we're going to do something similar to that, Kobe. We will. But Michael has also done The Curse of La Llorona. I'm sorry, I'm not saying it right. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and this one. So 3 out of the whole franchise Michael has done. And so we will discuss more about those when we have our series or our episode on the Conjuring franchise. But yeah, what do you got? What do you got next, Brother Payne?
So I do want to say, even though I've watched I think the first 2 Conjurings, and even though I have not watched the entire series, I do have a respect for it, because there's a lot of poltergeist, spirit horror, that kind of stuff, possessions, and much like a lot of other horror, you can either do it really right or really wrong. Right. And a lot of the ones that do it really wrong just rely on the jump scares, and that's pretty much it. There's not much of a story. There's not much of a connection to the characters. We just gonna do this so you can see people die, and that's it. So I appreciate that the Conjuring series seems to have done it right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So much so that it is celebrated. People recognize it. Even people that really aren't even into horror will watch it because it's that movie. You know what I mean? Like, you want to scare somebody, but put it on. I dare you. Like, we've seen the Paranormal Activities. We've seen the other like things here or there. And sometimes it's just cheesy. It just comes off as, whatever, it's throwaway. But The Conjuring stuck with it. So through they had multiple directors, right?
Yeah, they have across the series, across the franchise, they've had multiple directors. Yeah. Michael's just done, I think, 3 of them. Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this next movie, this will be the last one of that we are individually reviewing, and then we have a couple more that we want to talk about. So I want to spend more time on this movie, but we don't have the time to. So we might have to. I don't know. We might have to circle back and do
Yeah,
its own episode,
I agree.
because the themes in this movie, and I don't even know that. And you can correct me because you've seen it too.
Mhm.
I don't even know that I really like. There's horror in this, but I almost want to call it like a psychological thriller or like super like. There's more thriller elements, I think, to it and
Mhm.
suspense than just outright horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
body horror, and if you do not like body horror,
Don't watch it. Don't do it. And that's a really thank you for putting the disclaimer out there with this next one. If you are not a body horror fan,
Mhm.
do not watch this.
Mm-mm.
Kind of
Mm-mm.
like The Substance 2024. I wish we could go over that, but it's not a 2025 film, but we'll go over it another day.
Right.
If you can't do
It's
body horror, this probably isn't for you. Yeah.
So the movie that we're talking about is called Together, 2025. It is the directorial debut for Michael Shanks. If you have seen this movie and you hear the word directorial debut, that should shock you
Yeah.
because this.
You said it. Patty, I love
um,
the Exorcism of Emily Rose. I saw that in theater.
oh, I did see that one.
Yeah.
The listen, as a direct, I'm.
Yeah. What do the kids do?
Clock it.
Block it.
He did his big one with this. Okay,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
did.
I
He got
agree.
his bag with this. And I know that it may not be for everybody, but there are some deep, dark themes in here, and I love what it. I love what it goes over. I have some deeper notes that I'm trying to get to here for a second. You have themes of codependency.
Mhm.
In this movie, you have loss of identity and like long-term relationships. And then this one was in love as physical invasion. These right, love as physical invasion.
Yeah, this one's getting another
Like,
episode, bro.
yeah, like loving
I almost
someone
don't.
so much, being so connected and so dependent on your partner that it is physically invading their space. It's invading their mental capacity. It is,
It's deep.
yes. And what helps, so the main two actors in this are Dave Franco and Allison Brie, a real life married couple, which I think really helped with the chemistry in
Man,
this movie. Because
so
how better to encapsulate this uh, the themes in this movie than to have a real life married couple, people who've been through it, people
yeah,
who know,
yeah.
people who have had to probably fight for that individuality. And so Tim, Dave Franco plays Tim, and he is I would describe him as the clinger in the relationship.
Mhm.
He is the one who is afraid of abandonment. He can tend to mask insecurity with humor, and he wants to be so like their separation is not a thing for him. He doesn't know that word.
No.
he he does not know that word.
No.
Separate. What do you mean
Yeah,
separate?
yeah. Where are you going?
um, he took Lion King too. Personally, when they said we are one, he said,
Yes, we are.
and his wife plays Millie, who feels responsible for Tim's happiness. This is not about to be a couples counseling video, but if you have to feel responsible for
Yeah,
your person's happiness, we
maybe
got
some issues
problems.
there.
We got
Maybe a
problems.
couple problems there.
Um, he said, I knew exactly where you were going. And she can often feel like she's losing herself trying to hold them together,
Yeah.
hold the couple together. And this is just the
It
themes in
also
there.
deals with the occult.
Yes, yes, I was
There's,
going to get
there's
that.
yeah, elements of the occult as well. That you know what I'll say, thinking about it in this moment,
Mm-hmm.
for a movie that we both really enjoyed, they did have a lot of different elements that you may not always think would have gone well together. The
Yeah.
body horror, the plus occult, plus the the psychological part of it, he really did his big one. You're not wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
really did. Yeah,
But to come out swinging and then to come out working with two actors of their caliber,
absolutely.
um, and then to be able to get everything across that you are wanting to get across. You don't see that. You don't see this level of film come out of a directorial debut, and if you do, it's very rare. Very, very rare. So, just a quick synopsis of the film. It says Together is a psychological and body horror film that uses its supernatural premise to explore romantic codependency. Tim, Dave Franco, and Millie, Allison Brie, are a longtime couple who leave the city for the countryside, seeking peace and a fresh start. And their already strained relationship, which is important in this movie, their already strained relationship tests new limits after a supernatural incident, often depicted via visceral body horror elements, begins fusing their bodies and identities together. The physical merging mirrors emotional entanglement, and and highlights themes of control, intimacy, vulnerability, and the difficulty of maintaining individuality within a long-term partnership. And yeah, this movie gets into it. Okay, it gets into this occult. You find out that there's another couple previously that came to the same area that went missing. Yes, very layered for a first-time director.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, some seasoned directors can't even do that. We just had examples.
We just had examples. Absolutely, yes.
Of not being able to get those layers correct. And he in his directorial debut said, watch this.
Yeah, hold my beer. I got it.
And it's relatable, right?
Yes.
If you are in a relationship, if you've been in a long-term relationship, if you're married, and you have been through it, you've been through the ups and the downs. I'm not married, but I've been in some long-term relationships, and you have to fight for your individuality. You know,
it's work.
One of you is an extrovert, one of you is an introvert, one of you likes physical touch, one of you likes acts of service, and it is constantly this. I'm not doing 6-7. It is this balancing act. It is this balancing act of, okay, how do I be all of me, but still be what my partner needs from me as well, and still keep who I am. And it's visualized in the most disturbing way possible.
Oh my God.
And then the fact that they used I'm not going to give it away.
It was okay, Jay. So let's talk about that for a split second.
Yeah.
Yes, very toxic. One of the things that I picked up on in this was how they barely used each other's actual names. It was always babe. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but who is she? Like, what is her name, honey? You are sweating. Like, it was very much so.
Do you even know her name? Do you even remember it?
Yes, you got it. That is, it was very uncomfortable to watch at times. I mean, your face is so toe up in the sense of your emotions. You look like you are on the toilet and your stomach hurts. Like, it was just, they embodied outwardly that inner toxicity so well.
And in a few of the scenes so again, not to give everything away, because if you have not seen this movie, please go watch it. Please go watch it.
Go watch it. Be open-minded. This is one of those where you have to just allow yourself to try something new or different.
Yes. And in terms of body horror, it's not as grotesque as some others. Okay. My first adventure into body horror was The Thing. John Carpenter. Yeah, John Carpenter's The Thing. That movie, okay, if y'all seen it. But it's, the body horror is not there for the sake of body horror. The body horror is there as a metaphor. It's there for visualization. I cannot speak tonight. And there's when you watch how I'm just going to call it this entity or whatever it is, my whole government,
I do that too. It's okay.
Um,
I get it.
and the moments where they're being almost pulled together by this force, and you
Hmm.
can see his wife who wants nothing to do with it. She's like, please God, no. And
Yeah, she
but
literally
you
said, "Stay over there."
right, go away.
Literally, stay
I
over
mean,
there.
this brother was
Don't come
creeping
any
through the
closer.
window. This brother was creeping
Yeah,
through the window, following her everywhere. Like it was not good. And
climbing
then
through
you
your
could tell that
window.
he also didn't want to
Mhm.
merge, or he also didn't want to. He didn't want to give into this force either. But his reasoning was different because he knew that's what she didn't want. Because otherwise, brother was ready. brother,
Yeah, I.
brother said, "I want to be in your skin."
He was so just needy. Oh, he was
To
so
the point that
needy.
I was like, "Hold on." The acting is too good. Do you guys was this therapy
What
for
y'all
y'all?
been through? Y'all been through
Right?
something. You done been through something. Yeah, yeah.
Filming
I'm
this movie
talking to
was
the
therapy
couple
for y'all.
in the mirror. Like, yeah, you done been through something. I agree.
Um, but
Ooh.
it just executed on these themes so well. It knocked it out of
Mhm.
the park. By the end of it, I had to take a breath. I was like, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And the ending, and I'm not going to spoil it. But that ending though,
That ending though,
and the music choice.
and the more, even more so the music. Please go watch it. Y'all go watch it, and so that way, when we do another episode and we go over it, we will preface there will be spoilers, and y'all
Yes,
come in the comments so we can have a moment about the music choice,
yeah.
because that's the moment right there is the music choice. So this will be we will be coming back to together because that was wonderful. That was good.
Yeah. So that was our review for 2025. We're gonna go through a couple other movies that we both really liked.
Yes.
Again, some of these movies they're gonna get their own episodes because
Mhm.
they have to. Um, just right off the bat, I mean, I think all three of our well, maybe not the third. I don't know. We'll see. That might get its own episode for franchise wise, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the first two for sure because they did the dang thing.
They did the
They did
dang
the
thing.
dang thing.
Yeah.
Jason, oh, you hate to see the codependency. I know some people that need to watch this.
We all know some folks who need to watch.
Yeah. Codependency is not healthy, people. It's not.
It's not healthy. And if you ever need a visual depiction of how unhealthy it is, go watch together.
Let her breathe.
Yeah, let her breathe, bro. And oh, I can't wait for this next. I can't wait for us to do the episode because I just had a whole, yeah,
Yeah.
after. Oh my God. Okay, so
We gonna do a deep dive. Pencil that in. So yeah, guys, watch that
yeah,
movie because we're gonna come back to it, and we want you to be able to jump in the conversation with us. But before we get into our predictions for 2026, these last three movies are ones that we both absolutely loved. We both watched, and they just stood out to us. But Val,
yeah.
I'll kind of let you take this first one, and
Yeah,
we'll
we're
just
gonna be brief with these.
yeah
And these are three that I'm certain most people have probably seen, which is another reason why we can be more brief about them. Especially this first one. We're gonna be talking about Sinners. We have to. We have
Woo!
to. We have to talk about Sinners. And Sinners, if you don't know, and I don't know how you don't know, and if you don't know, I might judge you
Yeah, a little bit,
just a
a little bit.
little bit.
Is Ryan
So
Coogler?
Ryan Coogler, yes, that name that we have heard so much lately, and I'm so happy that we get to hear that name a lot right now. Um, Ryan Coogler, and he did more than just direct for Sinners, correct?
I think he wrote as well. Oh no,
Yes,
he and his wife produced it.
there we go. Yes.
Yep.
And sometimes when you want to get it done right, when it's a labor of love, it's got to be you.
Yeah.
He took a chance on himself, and I'm not mad at it at all.
And
So go ahead.
if you know that if you're hearing that name and you're wondering, why do I know that name? Black Panther. Um
Yes,
was all him. Black
yes,
Panther.
yes,
One of the best Marvel movies. I stand by it.
absolutely.
Um
Yes.
and so
T'Challa.
he has history with why is his name escape Michael B. Jordan.
Michael Bay Jordan
My,
with Michael
um,
Bay. Mm-hmm.
you you got, I mean, and you have a stacked cast in this. Sorry, I didn't even take it over,
Yes.
Valley, but you
No,
got Michael B.
please take
Jordan,
it.
you got Haley Steinfeld, you got
Yeah,
Miles Catton, who I think had just won. Oh my gosh, what did he just win? A Golden Globe, I
he
think.
did. He
Sammy.
did.
You got Jack O'Connell, Wunmi Mosako, you got Jane Lawson, you got Omar Miller, you got Delroy Lindo,
Delroy.
Delroy,
Okay.
Delroy, bro.
You talk about a legend. Anyways,
I'm forgetting what was his character's name. Oh my gosh.
Delroy. Where are we? Hold on, I'm looking through my notes.
Oh, Delta Slip.
Yes. Yes.
Woo.
Yes. And this was a really
Brother was smooth.
this was a really great thing because it we get another movie where we're talking about yes, all the way back to Fruitvale Station. That is correct, Jay. Yes, he did work with Michael on Fruitvale too. Oh, memories of that movie. This was one of those movies. This is another movie, another horror movie from 2025 where one man played twins. Michael B. Jordan played both. He played Smoke and he played Stack. And what I loved about him playing both, they're very different.
Yes.
And you could tell he did such a great job playing two different characters, but still making sure that they had chemistry. And that's something for you to play both characters and make sure that they had chemistry.
Yeah.
Is a different kind of talent, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. Because you had Smoke, who was the more grounded of the two. You could tell he was the more level-headed of the two. Just a couple things I looked up here on him. His main goal was to build a legitimate legacy in that town, right? Uplift his Black Mississippi community by opening that juke joint, but he wanted to do things, yes, they was both gangsters, okay? Yes, they had both killed people. Yes, they were both, they was doing the thing, but he was the more level head of the two, where you had Stack. Stack was like, listen, bro.
Wow.
He was the risk taker. He was charismatic.
Wow.
He was more willing to embrace the risky alliances, and it made sense. Do we want to do spoilers? I don't know.
She did have
and I don't even have any. Yeah, listen.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I'm gonna out myself here, right? Because I don't know too much about Haley Steinfeld. But the last movie that I had really seen her in was one of the Pitch Perfects, because I like those movies. Yeah. And so, and it was comedy. She was sweet and innocent. And I put on this movie and I was like, Miss Haley.
I've actually never seen her in any. This is my first time seeing her in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had when they said Haley, I said, "Who's she?" I didn't know who it was, and no shade. I just didn't know who. Right. I didn't know who she was. I know who she is now, but I didn't know. I know now, but I didn't know who she was before the movie. I said, "Oh, this who y'all was okay." And I will say this: part of what I think has been so great about Sinners, the fan base of Sinners has been really, really entertaining. Yeah. And me personally, I am in a Black Girl Nerd Collective group on Facebook, and there is such a following of Black women for Remick. If you don't know, let me tell you something. The sisters love Remick. Okay, there was a okay, let's go bite me. Like, he has such a following in Black women, it's wild. But, and again, sometimes the fandom of movies it gives it that little extra something. But this movie, I think, also is going to get another episode because there's so many elements to it.
Yeah. And just to tell you how big this movie was, It did 368 million.
Crazy.
368 million worldwide. And just won. It was nominated for a bunch of awards, just won a bunch of awards. Um, it was a period piece. It blended so many different genres together
Mhm.
with, and I was like, how are they going to do vampirism with like Jim Crow days? Like
Yeah.
how are we going to tell this story?
Yeah.
And then you even mixed in some Irish backgrounds in there with
Native
Remy's character.
American. Hmm.
Yes, Native American roots as well. And so there, it's so deep. It's so deep.
Being
And so
biracial and passing, there's
yes,
elements, hoodoo elements to it. There's so
yeah,
many there. It's a I think it's a love language to Black culture via
yes,
horror.
yeah. And then the music and just the music and the score, like we could go on
Yeah,
forever.
we could.
And then how Sammy's music was so that's why Remick wanted him, because his music was so influential. It was bringing back that it was just, if you have not seen it,
It's
you need to
impactful.
see it.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen it, I judge you at this point wholeheartedly. So
Yeah. And there
full
are
force.
some people that felt as though
Not a
there
culture.
wasn't enough vampirism in it, that it
Mhm.
didn't give to the concept of vampire. There are people that feel that way too, that it's
Mhm.
great for what it was, for the cause and all of those things. It had a great story, but in the
Yeah.
sense of fleshing out vampirism, there are people that feel like it missed the mark on that. I've heard that theory too.
Yeah. And I, thinking about it now, I think I can see where that criticism comes.
Mhm.
I would definitely have to. I'm definitely going to watch the movie again before we do the full episode on it,
Yeah,
because I
me
think
too.
I think that can get lost,
Yeah,
because you really don't get into a lot of that vampirism until
got you. We have
until
gone over time, is what Brother
yeah, yeah,
Tory
we have.
has hopped on
No,
to let
no,
us
no,
know.
no. This is not about going overtime. Forget my
Oh,
voice. No, what I think they really did a good job at, even though a lot of people say not a lot of vampires, is the story ain't about that. Remember when
Mm,
Walking Dead was a big thing?
yeah.
mhm.
And if you were a Walking Dead fan, the typical fan would tell someone, say, "Hey, you should watch this." What's the first thing they say after that? It's not about the zombies.
It's not about the zombie.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's the reason why
Yeah.
I think it's okay that it wasn't so heavily filled with vampirism.
Yeah.
But I'm back. I'm gone. My voice is gone.
We appreciate it though. We appreciate the perspective.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We could talk on that one for hours. We're gonna make it its own episode. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, watch it. The other movie we're gonna talk about real quick is Weapons. Um,
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So Weapons has also is another one that has a lot of mixed feelings from people. A lot of people were expecting it to be a lot more scary. I personally really loved Weapons. I enjoyed it, especially as an educator. It
Mhm.
hit different for me when it came to the kids, especially the dynamic of the main kiddo in that one, and how his whole world was upside down and nobody even realized it.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah,
that speaks a lot to our education system, and how
yeah.
sometimes children can fall through the cracks and you
Mhm.
don't know what's happening at home.
Yeah.
Um, I think my brother T is an educator as well, and so he had to come back to yes, thank you, yes. That element is there, and for me as an educator, I think that's one of the element that hit me first. Um, it hit me first, and from the
Yeah.
moment it hit me, I it changed my perspective of the movie in general.
Mhm.
But I really loved it. Anyone who knows me also knows I love witches.
Mhm.
Every year for Halloween, I'm a different witch, pop culture witch. This past year, I was girl. Who was you? Who were you? Calypso from
Mhm.
Pirates of the Caribbean. And so I love a good witch. I cannot wait to be on Gladys for Halloween. I love a good witch. I love a good witch. And so sorry.
So we're gonna get deep into this too, because for me, this one I will admit was lost on me. So when I first watched it, I didn't get the movie fully. There were a lot of themes and things that I think I missed. And I'm not ashamed to say that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can watch a movie and everybody else is like, "Oh my gosh, did you get this theme? Did you get this? Did you get this?" And you can be the one who watched it was like, "I didn't get none of that." Like it's like, and Val, when we talked about it, like when she broke down what she just said about, the one child going through all this stuff, dealing with all these things, nobody's noticing. Like for me, I didn't even pick that up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." Like now thinking back on it, so this is a movie that I'm definitely going to have to give a second watch. What I did like though was I loved how Julia Garner played her character, and how there was that theme of, well, she was the only teacher. They went missing in her classroom, and now she's having to deal with all of the town blaming her, and she's just as confused as everybody else. Like she's like, "I didn't do
it." This was lost. She was lost. But I think go ahead, sorry.
And they're like, "Well, why was it only your class? Why was it only, what about, and she's having to deal with these emotions and stuff like that. And she was just like, "I don't understand why y'all are mad at me. I didn't touch these kids. I didn't do nothing to these children."
Yeah.
And so I think she played her character really well.
She did. And I think, again, as from the educator's perspective, she was very much so that educator that had so much heart for what she did. There were times when she would blur the lines. And one thing I've always learned as an educator is you have your bubble, and your bubble is in your classroom, and that is what you can control. But she had a hard time with that. And I think that's part of her struggle in this film, is not blurring those lines, but realizing something has to be done type situation. Yeah. So I liked it. And listen, again, creepy kids. I love creepy kids. And they just running down the street with with those hands back. Okay. I love creepy kids running through the streets. And I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
For me, I wasn't sure. I was so intrigued to see what the cause was. And then I think when they revealed what the cause was, I was a little underwhelmed. I was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not at all what I thought that was." All right. And like the rest of that movie kind of felt a little flat for me. But again, I'm willing to give it a second watch. That ending.
And I'm waiting because there's more.
Yeah. So
and I'm excited because the actress who plays Aunt Gladys just won a Golden Globe.
Oh.
Or Aunt Gladys. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So
like I said, the movie may not have connected with me, but she played that role.
I cannot wait to be on Gladys for Halloween. I can't wait to start.
And our boy Benedict Wong was in that movie. Benedict Wong was, yes. He plays Wong in Marvel, but it was so cool to see him in something else outside of his normal genre. So that was cool to see. But we're going to move on. So the next movie that we're talking about real quick, and we don't have to spend long on this movie because it's not all that deep. Now I could be wrong, but like it's not. It's Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah.
If you've seen one Final Destination, you've seen them all. You know what I mean? Crazy deaths. How can we fight back against death? This one was cool because you go into the lore of Final Destination, and you go back through family trees and why is it hunting us and how can we stay alive? And it deals with, the one person trying to outbeat death, but then they look like the psychopath in the family and no one believes them.
Family dynamics.
Yeah.
That is the theme of this.
Yeah. There's a lot. Yes.
Family dynamics.
Through the whole thing.
Yes. I didn't even realize it until this moment. Everything has a family dynamic almost.
Like, and within their family dynamic in this movie, you have some strain. You have some strain in that family because of someone previously trying to outwit death and the family not understanding it. So now they're shunned and then they don't show up. And then you have abandonment and you have people not showing up for the younger siblings or children or what have you.
Yeah.
And so that carries over into emotional, and sometimes it can get lost because you do have to, it's Final Destination. You have to focus on the deaths. And so you're like, okay,
Those
we're
are
we're
important.
gonna get some reconciliation. No, we're not. Okay.
No, not at all. Yeah. I enjoyed the kills in this one though. I really did. And gore doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's never been an issue. So I like things like that. And Final Destination does what the monkey tried to do,
Yeah.
but Final Destination did it better.
Yeah.
I mean,
there were two deaths that actually made me kind of sad. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
man. Like,
I agree.
Like, no.
I know, I agree. But I did like it. And I think to end it, like for it to be the end of the franchise, if they're really going to make it the end of the franchise, I think they did a good job doing that with a good callback at the end. So
yes,
yeah,
my jaw was on the floor.
families are scary, Jay.
Yeah,
and yeah, no, I was too, because you think it's one thing and then you're like, oh,
yeah, I was like, what the
okay,
because yeah. So I would say, if you're wanting to put on something fun, if you're wanting to just kind of, if you're not looking for scary and just, whatever, Final Destination is always good for that. So
Yep.
Put it on, give it a watch, especially this one is great. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my favorite one out of all of them, but
No, I wouldn't say my favorite, but it's definitely one of the better ones for sure.
yeah.
No. Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Are y'all familiar with the monkey's paw? Like that story, the monkey's paw?
I feel like I've heard some.
Yeah.
Familiar.
Homework. There you go.
Yeah. Sounds good. Homework it is. But yeah, so we enjoyed that one. We're gonna segue now, and these won't take as long because we're not necessarily doing reviews. We're just talking about some things we're looking forward to in 2026 in the land of horror.
The land of horror.
In the land of horror. I'll get going first. Scream 7. Looking forward to it. As I stated in the beginning of the episode, Scream is probably one of my favorite franchises. So I was looking forward to this, especially because they're gonna have some callbacks. Where we have Nev Campbell coming back as Sidney Prescott. Of course, we're gonna have Courtney Cox as Gail. But we're also gonna have returns from David Arquette as Dewey and Matthew Lillard as Stu. And I'm sure more that I'm not, just saying out loud right now. What I love about it though is because I'm now look now, 2 out of the 4 people that I said are deceased in the franchise. So I'm sure this is probably going to be some form of a callback in a way, the way they're going to do with Dewey and with Stu. So I'm looking forward to how they're going to play that. And what's exciting about this one that I'm ready for, we get Sydney's daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
I love me. I'm a Scream Queen, Kanye Sato. I love a Scream Queen. And we'll talk about Scream Queens in another episode, but Sidney Prescott is one of my favorite Scream Queens because she starts out, girl, you're so weak. Oh, you're aggravatingly weak.
Yeah.
But then when she realizes, oh, it's just me, Oos. Like she was saying, it's just
they
me,
want it.
She had to do what she had to do. So I love Sydney. I love Sydney. And one thing that I love about Scream, the trope that they do so well, it's the trope of the let's figure out who it is. Gotcha. I love that. I love that. I've always loved that. The big mask reveal at the every one. I love it. And Jenna Ortega, as we also know as Wednesday, she has been a part of the Scream franchise for a bit now too. And I really actually appreciate her. And I can't remember the other actress's name, but her as well. But both of them, they play the sisters. And as we know from I think it was Scream 6 or Scream 5, one of the two, we find out that the older sister is Billy's daughter.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember which one it is,
Right.
but yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Kevin Mead Williamson is the director of this one. And he's also done, let's see, he's done a few. I think Scream 2, Scream 4, Scream 7, did those. But also, I did not realize this. He's the creator of Dawson's Creek.
What?
Yes, and my Vampire Diaries. Wait a minute. See, this is what happens when you don't get to read everything right away.
Right.
Um,
He's like, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on.
Screenwriter, excuse me. So I'm looking forward to this most, and it's coming out in February. So we'll be talking about
that's
Scream.
close.
Yeah, it's close. We'll be talking about Scream in our franchise episodes. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Nice.
What you got, brother?
So I didn't want to. Did you want to just go through your list and then I'll go through mine?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
My other one that I have is Send Help. And that has Rachel McAdams, but it also has Dennis Haysbert. Now, the reason why that name is more specific is because as a Black woman who grew up in the 90s, hold on. One thing I learned a long time ago is a boy born in January. Bye. That's Sarah J. That's there. He's a good man, Savannah. He was also in Waiting to Exhale, so I appreciate that about Dennis Haysbert. And Rachel McAdams, I appreciate her. I've actually liked her for a really long time. Between Mean Girls, she was also in Red Eye with Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Tommy Shelby, for those of you who watch Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders. I love Peaky Blinders, my show. But this is about a woman and her overbearing boss become stranded on a desert island after a plane crash. They must overcome past grievances and work together to survive. But ultimately, it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. I like horror like that, especially when you deal with things of like being stranded. I'm a huge fan of Naked and Afraid. Random. But because of that, I got really into learning about survival skills and the things that you need to do first in order to survive. And so anything that has a horror element where you're having to survive in a remote place, I love that. So I'm excited for that. Samuel Marshall Rami is the filmmaker on this one. Is also directed in Evil Dead trilogy.
Sam Raimi. Okay.
There you go. Also Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Quick and the Dead from 1990s. So he's elder. And one of my favorites, Drag Me to Hell. Let me tell you something.
How will they survive? Naked.
Off here. I love Drag Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell is one of those that I watched in the theaters, and baby, when that goat got up on that table and started dancing, I cracked up. So I appreciate Sam. I appreciate Sam.
That brother literally did one superhero trilogy and then said, "All right, I'm going to horror."
Right, exactly. I think,
and not only that, did his big one with that superhero trilogy. Let me add.
He did. Yes, he did. I agree. The last one on my list. Okay, so if you know me, you know that I love me some Wicked. Okay. So this next one coming out.
Gravity.
Yes. I was also Elphaba as my witch Halloween costume one year. And for the movie premiere, because I'm that kind of a nerd. And I appreciate myself for it. It's fun. But Gale, Yellow Brick Road. So this is actually a second movie in this, the first one, it's the prequel, and that's called Gale Stay Away from Oz. Okay. And the director of this, his name is Daniel Alexander. So Gale Stay Away from Oz, I remember seeing that preview years ago and being like, what?
It's a wild, yeah, you sent it to me. It's crazy.
Yeah. And so this is the follow-up. And so the follow-up, horror film that reimagines The Wizard of Oz, following an elderly Dorothy trying to warn her granddaughter Emily about a twisted, dark Oz, which is now bleeding into reality, forcing Emily to confront the horrors her grandmother escaped. Because I'm obviously before Wicked, I was a huge fan of The Wizard of Oz. I think Over the Rainbow was actually one of the first songs that I learned to like actually sing. So I love anything that has to do with The Wizard of Oz and Wicked, but more so Wicked than anything. And so I think it was so cool that this is coming out. Say again?
Sing it right now.
You can sing it right now? Absolutely not. So so I'm excited because this is coming out on the heel of Wicked for Good. And I think it's just really fun to be able to watch, because here's the thing, right? Jay and I, you and I, yes, Evil Dead. You and I have talked about Evil Dead, which is I think there's actually another Evil Dead coming out in 2026. Yeah. So we can definitely have a conversation about that. I just really love Wizard of Oz already weird. If you if you read the books, and I know Brother Payne, I believe you have read some of the books, or you mentioned Return to Oz. They're weird in general.
Yeah,
and they're out there. And if the book,
even more so if you go into the lore of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yes, that poor Munchkin. The book Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West is, it's not the play. It's not the movie. If you decide to read it, understand you're going to be reading some weird stuff. So this definitely plays in with that weird darkness of it all. I'm excited for it because I just like to see different perspectives and the way stories, depending on the person that is receiving it, can ignite a different type of creativity. And I think these two movies are a really great example of that, even though I haven't had an opportunity yet to view, but I feel like just the premise alone, you're taking something from our childhood that we always look at as bright and bubbly and powerful. And then it took it somewhere different with Wicked. You get the other perspective of what happened. You get the truth. And then and then in this is just something completely different and dark, but it still has Oz as the main character. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, just everybody, anyone listening or anyone who will listen, do your homework on like the person that wrote the original Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Because a lot of the story, my voice is going out. Because a lot of the story is actually his real life that he just fantasized.
Yeah.
Tornadoes, straw people, all that type of stuff. It's a lot of stuff he just actually fantasized. So the fact that you can take a franchise and reinvent it, and then reinvent it, and then reinvent it, that is amazing. That is glorious.
Yeah.
From one mind.
And if you haven't seen Return to Oz, I highly encourage, go give that a watch before you watch these upcoming Oz horror takes, because Return to Oz is unsettling. I think, Sister Payne, you said you haven't. I think you saw it when you were a kid.
I saw it when I was a kid. It was very odd.
It is not. It is not The Wizard of Oz.
No, it is not. No, it is not. And in truth, I kind of feel like The Wiz, in certain aspects, is closer to the Return to Oz in the sense of like cinematography and the
Mhm.
costuming and the darkness of it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
I think that's a better depiction.
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. So I'm right there with you. I'm looking forward to Gale.
yeah,
We might have to, I don't know, watch it around the same time and then do a a
yeah,
debrief.
yeah. Absolutely. We got to watch the first one too. Yeah, the prequel. Got to find that. And these are independents. Those two are independent films. Um, so I love the fact that we can have those opportunities to talk about up and coming directors who are just, getting their foot in the door with stuff, and
Yeah.
writers and creators, and just show them that support. So I'm excited for that. Those are all
So
my picks.
I just realized I cut you off for Until Dawn.
It's okay.
So
Divine
we'll
reason.
we'll get to it.
Yeah, another
So-
episode.
So my three. Again, I love all types of horror, but some of the original horror that really hooked me. Like I said, Halloween was original. Creature features. I love me a good vampire werewolf film. I also love zombie stuff. Anything that has to do with zombies, I am there. I've watched pretty much every zombie flick there is to see. All of the originals, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Night of the Living Dead. So all of those, I've seen it in black and white. I've seen it in color. And then obviously The Walking Dead is the series, was great. I need to finish it still, but it's had its highs and its lows, but
Yeah.
I think all around it's a pretty great series, and it's not about the zombies. Though you do get some heart-wrenching moments. But this one is called We Bury the Dead. So it's a zombie horror flick coming up in 26. Surprising, we got Daisy Ridley as the main protagonist, as known as Rey in Star Wars. So I think this is her first journey into horror.
Yeah,
So
I think
I'm intrigued to see how she does.
Yeah, me too. Me too, very much so. Yeah.
This is written and directed by Zach Hilditch. So he did 1922. He did Rattlesnake. He did a bunch of other movies, and I regret to inform you that I have not seen 1922. Okay, all right. So
This wasn't for me.
and I haven't seen Rattlesnake either. So so this should be good. But this is the synopsis: in an aftermath of a catastrophic military disaster, surprise, the dead. I love zombie movies, but I'm very much aware that it all is pretty much the same. This one does have a twist, though. The dead refuse to stay dead, and they are evolving. Driven by grief and desperation, enters a dangerous quarantine zone Ava is her name in the movie. Driven by grief and desperation, enters a dangerous quarantine zone searching for her missing husband. But what begins as a rescue mission becomes a terrifying journey into the world where the undead grow more violent and unpredictable with every passing hour. So I am very curious to see how that plays out. It says the dead aren't the dead in this movie are not the slow shambling corpses of classic lore. They are very much almost like the Dawn of the Dead remake that came out in like early 2000s. Them suckers was running. Okay.
The World War Z zombies.
Yeah. I was like, listen.
Yeah. These zombies are on Adderall.
When they I don't know, the Zombieland movies, when they were like, oh, the fat people die first. I said, yes, they do, because I'm one of them. I said, if they walk, I got a chance. But if if you
and
then
so I might not even be able to outsmart you, is what we're saying.
Right.
What am I supposed to do?
I was like, okay, like the old movies, it was like, just don't let them hoard up on you when you good. I was like, oh, okay, I got that. I could survive a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Some canned goods.
And then them suckers started acting like they was Usain Bolt, and I was like, I'm done.
It's a wrap.
I said, I have to sit in my house and just pray that this thing doesn't last for 80 years because I'm just gonna die. So I love zombie horror, and I'm interested to see. It's hard to do new twists on zombies, because we've seen it before. We've seen the slow, staggering ones. We've seen the really smart ones. 28, the 28 years, days, franchise
Yeah.
exists where they're not really zombies, but they're kind of infected.
Too.
Yeah, there is a new one coming out. Bone Temple, I think, just that spinoff just came out, if I'm not mistaken, or is that the one that's coming out? I can't remember.
I have to look. I think that's the one that's coming out.
So. We've seen all different types of the infected. And so, but it almost becomes about the story that you can tell within that. Walking Dead does that great because it's not about, yes, it's a zombie apocalypse, but it's about all the other people you got to survive. Okay, we're gonna build our settlement. They're gonna build their settlement. Then you got Negan come up in the picture. I was like, ugh.
As the progression goes along, it's less and less about the zombies.
Yes. And just a quick shout out. I know it's not this, but if you love, for those of you who don't know, I have a very extensive Korean background. And so I love Korean movies. I love Japanese movies. I love any kind of Asian media. And one thing that I love about Korean horror, and maybe we can even do this as a topic one time, there is always some kind of deeper message, and they do it well. Like if you're going into a Korean horror, don't get me wrong, they got their, hey, just put this on because you want to be scared. But that's almost secondary. So Train to Busan, if you have not seen it, is a zombie flick.
Yeah.
That is the first and only zombie movie that made me cry.
Yeah, boy.
Multiple times.
And when I say throws you for a loop, like what?
Woo!
Why? Yeah. Yeah.
There's another Korean movie called Alive, #Alive, I think. It's about a boy who's trapped in his apartment complex when the zombie plague breaks out. That's another good one. And then there's a series of these kids that are trapped in a high school. That one was really good. But Train to Busan is going to throw you. There's so much in there.
Every way but loose.
Yes. I'll just work on my aim. You got to, Jay.
You have to cut them at the knees, the neck. You got to take the head off. A lot of things. Korean
Japanese horror is S tier. It is. All the way back to The Grudge. Go back and go watch Ju-on. Okay. So I am. That one legit scared me too. But I am ready for this. I'm ready to see how they're gonna incorporate this. How are these zombies gonna become more deadly? How are they gonna become more smarter? Can they talk? Can they, is it the land of the dead where the humans were using fireworks to kind of distract the zombies? And after a while, that did not work. And they kept putting fireworks in the air, and the zombies are like, F them fireworks.
Yeah.
Yes, Jay, that's it. That's All of Us Are Dead. That's what I was talking about. That's the series. Really good. So I'm looking forward to this one. Moving on. Night Patrol. Whew, I am excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this movie. This is a horror thriller, vampire crime. The director is Ryan Prowse. Now this is I don't know that it's an indie film, but it is a lower budget film. But I believe it's getting a limited theater release. And so what's that?
Going to find it.
Yes. Yeah. So you have to see if it's coming to a theater near you. If you've got a local theater, it'll most likely be there. The writers are Shay Ogbonna, Ryan Prowse, Tim Caro, Jake Gibson. You got producers in there, David S. Goyer, Keith Levine, and then the cast. The cast in this movie is insane. Okay, you got Jermaine Fowler, you got Justin Long, the Scream King.
Scream King.
You got Freddie Gibbs, you got RJ Seiler, you got YG, Nikki Michaud, you got Flying Lotus, Dermot Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney, sorry.
Dermot Mulroney.
Yes, there we go.
I love him from My Best Friend's Wedding. Sorry.
And then the big one that really connects this for us, because we love both wrestling and horror. You got Phil Brooks, CM Punk in this bad boy.
Look in my eyes.
Do you see?
Yes, so excited for that. And he's already been in horror before, if you don't know that.
Yes, he has.
I'm the Coco Y'all carry on with the show.
We're wrestling fans. Just love us, okay?
Right. My boy is not only the world heavyweight champion right now, but he's about to be in this horror film. The synopsis is Night Patrol follows an LAPD officer who, while trying to join an elite night shift unit, uncovers a horrifying secret. The officers he's trying to work with are vampires. To survive, he must put aside his own differences and fight alongside unlikely allies to protect the community he grew up in from a threat that's both supernatural and systemic. That systemic word.
I cannot wait. That word, right?
Whew.
Wait, didn't they make a movie like that before, where it was like they were aliens, something like that, but they were working as cops and they had to get along?
I think so. There might be. I can't remember what it might be.
And
but I know what you're talking about.
Similar to Night Watch. It was something similar to that.
I have to look into it.
Yeah.
Either way, my bad.
So it is. This movie is literally, gangs versus cops, but cops that are vampires. This movie, I think the trailer's out. Yes,
the trailer made that movie before. Either way, I'm gone.
Anything vampire, I'm for. I love
the themes.
Vampires.
Yes. It says the film uses the vampire genre to explore corruption, power, community resilience, blending supernatural horror with gritty social commentary. And David S. Goyer, who I said I think was the producer, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. He worked on Blade, and he did Batman Begins. And so he is known for those darker tones in movies. And so I think this is going to be I'm wondering how challenging it's going to be, because there's going to be some racism in here.
Right.
There's going to be some themes of, the police brutality and violence. CM Punk himself, he is, I believe his character is kind of one of the main ringleaders for this. So he is playing a racist cop himself. So not only do you have, police force attempting to abuse their power onto Black individuals, now they damn vampires.
I mean,
like, what?
It ain't hard enough.
And there's an interesting twist in here, because when you watch the trailer, there's a clip of, like, first of all, I know that CM Punk is not rocking grill fangs in this movie, because I don't know if you caught it. Did you catch it?
Yeah.
You remember when Triple H was in Blade and he had like the that brother opened up a case and popped in some blinging grill fangs, and I was like, brother, what?
The shenanigans are shenanigans.
CM Punk being a racist cop is gonna be as good as Stone Cold being a racist in The Longest Yard. And I'm going.
And I'm going. So this is another movie that, like, it's coming up. It's a limited theater release, and the poster for it really, like, it gives throwback. Like, if you can look up the poster and find it, the artwork on that poster just gives like 80s horror film. The vibe in the trailer gives old school. Yeah. And with the cast that's going to be in this, I don't see how it can fail. I feel like it's going to be a throwback, a love letter almost to some of them old school things that we've been seeing. And I'm not going to give my age away, but I'm in my 30s. Okay. but I love me some old school horror, some old school movies. I think this is going to give us Menace to Society versus vampires. I sign me up for that.
Give us something.
This is going to give me some Boys in the Hood versus vampires. Sign me up for that.
Oh my gosh.
It's either going to be cheesy and in the worst or best way possible, or they're going to find a way to make this work. But no one in this movie would have signed on if they didn't love the script, if they didn't think it was going to be a success. So I'm excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
I'm
Jay,
really...
I think you're referencing Bright that had Will Smith in it.
Yeah.
From Netflix, played an LAPD officer in a world where humans and mythical creatures coexist.
Yeah. Which was
also
also based in like, which I didn't watch Bright, but I think people liked it. So those are my two, and then finally, because again, your boy loves his creature features, and maybe this one will be better than the other one. Werewolf, spelled WERWLF. Werewolf is coming out in 2026, and it is taking its attempt on Universal monster horror, and I'm excited for that. It's directed and co-written by Robert Eggers. He has built a reputation for he did The Witch, he did The Lighthouse, he did The Northman, and he did Nosferatu, which was his take on Dracula, which was
amazing, by the way. Loved The Witch, saw it in theaters.
I didn't see The Witch.
So good. So good.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. This has a amazing cast. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Lily Rose Depp, Willem Dafoe, sign me up. And Ralph Ineson. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. Val, there's another reason why you're going to love this. Okay. Or sorry, Sister Payne. Set in 13th century England. Our Sister Payne loves her English history
moment. Yes, I love a good English history moment.
Yes,
I'm going.
I'm sorry. Are we going to get to hear Willem Dafoe with a British accent?
God, what is that?
Willem Dafoe with he can do it all. I have faith.
Yeah.
But Mr. Willem. So set in 13th century England, Werewolf plunges into a brutal age when a mysterious creature known in local folklore becomes a terrifying reality. Villagers find themselves stalked across mist-shrouded countryside as ancient superstition collides with blood-soaked horror. We got medieval villagers. We got yes, this is right up my alley too.
Yes, he is good at period piece horrors, Jay. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch The Witch then.
Yeah, it's yeah. You can feel the cold. That's what that movie
Prepare thyself to be prepared.
It says expect slow burn dread, stark landscapes, and intense practical. I love that word, practical, and atmospheric horror, a hallmark of Eggers' style.
Yes.
So the film reportedly incorporates Middle English to immerse audiences in the period.
I'm so geeked. I'm so geeked.
So I don't know when this releases. I forgot to look up the release date. It just says 2026. So I'm excited for this. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Witch and some of his other works just to kind of get a feel for it. Because man, this doesn't come out till December. It comes out on Christmas.
Well, happy holidays. I'll be there.
Right. Merry Christmas. I'm going to the movies.
Merry Christmas. I'm going to the movies.
If there's so as much as you love your English, I love Norse mythology, and anything set in that. But with how much I love werewolf things, this looks like it's going to be very good with the actors that are in it, with the person directing it, with the people producing it. This is going to be this is probably going to be nominated for a few awards. I can't imagine. Nosferatu, I believe, was also nominated for a few awards, as was The Witch. Nosferatu, I actually haven't watched yet, and so I need to go back and watch that one as well, because I saw just the trailer and I was like, oh, this looks, okay. All right.
Go watch that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so I think this is, and I don't, now the one part that I worry about is that I don't know, it's probably going to be a slow burn. Hopefully, as long as they can keep people immersed, that cinematography has to be on point. Because if you're going to go medieval England, that's high expectations already.
When I told you I felt cold, I could feel the cold watching The Witch.
Yeah.
The atmospheric part of his creativity, like his style, it's so real. And the English countryside, it's bare and it's cold and it's bitter. And I think I can, knowing what I know of him, of the director, and then like envisioning what this is going to be like, I think it's going to be it's going to be good. It's going to be good. He can do it. I'm so excited.
There's not many creature features that get nominated for awards, so I'm hoping that this can be the glass ceiling shatter that allows for that to happen. So I'm curious because I've not seen Aaron Taylor Johnson in a film like this with a setting like this. I've not seen him really. I don't think he did any other horror. I could be forgetting. So we'll see. We'll see if he can pull it off. I'm confident of everyone else, but I'm a little. The jury's out on him, and he's playing the main role. So we'll see if he can do it. But with that, I think that's about to wrap. We're about to wrap it up. So we've given our reviews of 25, our predictions of this year. I think 25, just looking at the titles, just going off titles alone and what we reviewed, 25 was a great year for horror. I think we had a lot of strong contenders come out. We've had some misses and we had some really strong hits. And I think when I look at the landscape of 26, I don't see a lot of horror, like a lot of big hitters. I mean, I know we've got the ones we mentioned. I think there's 28 Years Later coming out,
which also has Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, does it?
It does.
Okay, he's getting into his horror bag. All right.
He was in 28 Years Later in 2025, but he's also going to be in the 28 Years Later, the Bone Temple. So he's in both of those.
Got you. Okay.
And he was in Nosferatu. Oh, and Craven. He also played Craven.
Yes, he was in Craven. Yeah. He was in Nosferatu. Okay.
Yeah, it just clicked. I had to go back and remember that moment. Yeah.
Let me give the brother his flowers back. I'm so sorry. But I mean, we got things like Strangers Chapter 3 coming out.
Yes.
We've got The Mummy. We've got Other Mommy, Evil Dead Burn. We've got Return to Silent Hill. Oof. We've got Psycho Killer. Yeah, Psycho Killer, Scream 7. We've got Scary Movie, Ready or Not, Pinocchio. Probably not going to be good. The other big one that we didn't talk about, but that I think we're going to end up doing a franchise on is Terrifier 4.
Yes.
Is coming out this year.
Yes.
The Exorcist Deceiver is coming out.
All right.
We have The Bride, which looks like The Bride of Frankenstein. Yes.
I'm ready. Oh, it gives because if you haven't seen the preview for it, it's the Bride of Frankenstein meets Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, okay.
Ready. I'm ready. Oh,
And then we do have the movie coming out called The Iron Lung, which is the directorial debut of Markiplier, who is a YouTuber, or was a very famous big YouTuber. So I didn't have it on my I didn't realize it was by him, so I didn't have it on my anticipated, but it is on my anticipated list. So I will definitely be watching that and seeing how he does with that. But guys, we are going to sign off here soon. We are excited. This is we went way over time, but it's okay.
Way over time. Every episode will not be this long.
Yeah, no, it will not. This is the pilot. This is the pilot. We had a lot. We had a lot to cover.
If you hung in there, thank you. And if you weren't able to finish it all, that's okay. But I promise, come back. We have so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
Horror is endless. And we want to do our best to cover as much of it as we can in every way that we can, not just movies, which we've established. We have some really great ideas for some shows coming up, and just hang in there with us. Travis, Brother Payne and I are excited to finally get this off the ground.
We've been talking about this for a while, and schedules didn't line up, and times of the season didn't line up, and it was hard. But we both have a deep love and respect for horror and the many different subgenres within it. And a lot of times we don't have, both of our partners don't really care for horror. So who are we going to talk to about it? So we said, you know what? We going to talk to each other. And then we're going to talk to all of y'all.
Yes.
So as of right now, we are trying to plan another episode for next Tuesday. So we're hoping to get that out. If things change, you'll just stay tuned. We'll have official announcements coming out. And as we kind of iron out the rest of the year with things, like she said, horror is never ending. So there is always something for us to do. But we have already discussed there are a few things that we must do and give their own episode because they need the time to breathe.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. So from Brother Payne, Sister Payne, the Family Meeting Podcast, please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Keep us in your homes, please. And we thank you. Happy horror.